of the biggest stars in the women's division are currently absent, but they could be on a collision course to meet. And how could this affect the Wyatt Sicks and the Judgment Day? Starting things off with a big revisit to a longtime popular fan theory, and how there's still potential for it to take place once some certain pieces fall back into play. And we're obviously referring to Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan. This is a storyline that WWE has planted huge seeds for ever since January, but they've never cashed out on the full entire feud quite yet. It's been nothing but big teasers for it, but no full story. Liv Morgan eliminated Alexa Bliss from the Royal Rumble, and then Liv Morgan eliminated Alexa Bliss from the Elimination Chamber. That cannot be a coincidence on both of those eliminations. It seems like they had Liv eliminated Alexa both times as a way to build up for a future storyline between the both of them. Fans were on the edges of their seats waiting for the story and feud to go down at WrestleMania, but WWE decided to go with Becky and Lyra to compete against Liv and Raquel instead, leaving Alexa, Nikki Cross, and the rest of the Wyatt Sicks in complete limbo. We saw that scrolling next a few weeks back on Raw that spelled out Alexa's name and made the community lose their mind with excitement. But considering the fact that nothing followed up that scrolling text of Alexa's name, it appears safe to say that the scrolling text was probably just a true glitch and coincidence after all. It does not have any actual ties on the returns of Alexa Bliss and the Wyatts. So that's unfortunate, but that's just where the Wyatt community is at right now. Things are so barren at the moment in the world of the Wyatts that fans are taking the tiniest of crumbs and trying to make something out of it to build hype. That's what everyone did with the scrolling text. But it does look like that was not related to Alexa and the Wyatts after all. Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan are currently off television for two completely different reasons. Alexa's off of television for creative-related reasons. There's nothing for her to do at the moment, so they have her sitting back and waiting. Liv Morgan is off of television right now for the filming of her movie, and no one knows when she'll be back. There's some reports claiming that Liv will miss more than 2 weeks, while other reports claim she'll miss 4 more. So Liv's situation is pretty unknown. But fans are starting to wonder if WWE could be saving the returns of Alexa and the Wyatt Sicks for when Liv Morgan returns as well. Alexa Bliss is leading a whole faction on SmackDown, and as everyone knows, factions usually face off against other factions. You do have several great tag teams across Raw and SmackDown, but the number of great factions on Raw and SmackDown are much lower. You've got American Made, Legado del Fantasma, the Judgment Day, LWO, and that's pretty much it in terms of respectable factions on the main roster. So for the Wyatt Sicks, they need to face off against another credible faction. They've already faced American Made. LWO won't work since they're also babyfaces. Fantasma doesn't really make any sense to feud with. The Judgment Day is truly the only option for the Wyatt Sicks to go after. You have that foundation that they set with all those eliminations Liv Morgan scored over Alexa Bliss. And the Judgment Day is the only faction that appears to be credible enough to take on the Wyatt Sicks. Big names on both sides, and plenty of different matches you can have. You can have a men's tag team match, or you can have a women's tag team match. You can have Uncle Howdy versus Finn Balor or Dominic as the main male match of this battle. Then you can have Alexa versus Liv Morgan as the main female match of this faction versus faction battle. Just an endless amount of possibilities. And that's why fans are not letting go of the entire Judgment Day versus Wyatt Sicks theory, because it fits like a glove, and it's pretty much the only solid thing on the table for the Wyatt Sicks that anyone can really think of at the moment. The Wyatt Sicks were not featured during the WrestleMania season because they obviously had no match on the card. But now we're in the post-WrestleMania season, and it feels like it could be any week now. We'll see a solid teaser or something along those lines to start off the excitement. And like we said right after the releases last week, every single Wyatt Sicks member survived the recent wave of releases and budget cuts. So that's a good indication that return plans have not been forgotten about for this group, and how they're coming back in full strength with all the original members from the 2024 run, plus now the blockbuster edition of Alexa Bliss. So what's the holdup right now? Well, fans think that WWE and the Wyatts are probably waiting on Liv Morgan to return before they can kick off the Wyatt versus Judgment Day story, and if that's the case, that means that we're still several weeks away from seeing some solid return teasers for Alexa and the Wyatts. Will they just bring Alexa and the Wyatts back just out of the blue, randomly one night in the coming weeks? It's definitely a possibility. They could handle it like that for sure. But often when it comes to the Wyatt Sicks, they like to tease their appearance beforehand, build that fear and anticipation, and then make an unexpected arrival. That's usually their formula. So no one knows which way WWE will handle the returns this time around, but fans think we'll have to get at least one solid teaser before the return itself. That's why fans think the order of the upcoming events will start with Liv Morgan's return. Obviously, she'll have a lot to manage there within the Judgment Day once she's back. We see Finn is talking to Roxanne Perez. He's trying to cause trouble for Liv Morgan and the Judgment Day, so Liv's gonna have to return and fix this whole situation right up there within the group the second she gets back. And right as Liv is getting comfortable, maybe Liv and Raquel take care of Roxanne and Julia, and they feel like they have no credible threats left in the entire women's tag team division. That's when Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, and the Wyatt Sicks make their return to strike fear in Liv Morgan's heart. Alexa Bliss was out of Liv's mind. Liv thought Alexa was gone for good following the 2 eliminations at the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber. But now Alexa Bliss is back with reinforcements and wants to take back the women's tag team titles, which is a title Alexa has not held in nearly 3 years. And considering the fact that Alexa Bliss and the Wyatt Sicks are still technically SmackDown superstars, this whole return and confrontation would have to realistically take place on SmackDown, which is possible as long as Liv and Raquel have those tag team titles. The women's tag team titles basically serve as a pass to appear on any brand. So as long as Liv and Raquel keep those tag team titles, they'll have a free pass to appear on SmackDown. And maybe that's how this story kicks off. Liv Morgan has missed a lot of time away from WWE for the movie. So maybe Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis make Liv work double duty on both brands to make up for the time when she was away. And during one of those visits to SmackDown, she gets a horrific visit from a revengeful Alexa Bliss and the Wyatt Sicks. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross reclaim the tag team titles for the first time together in 5 years and go on to have a reign of terror alongside the Wyatt Sicks. Between Alexa Bliss and Uncle Howdy, those are 2 very powerful and impactful characters that could play a huge role on SmackDown going forward. The Wyatt Sicks' first run in WWE was a bit lackluster, no doubt about it, but their second run has the potential to truly be something special and remarkable. There's still no solid word about the plans for the Wyatt Sicks, but fans are definitely waiting until Liv Morgan is back to see if this whole entire thing pops off between both sides. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.